Good morning and welcome once again to Beautiful Sound Studios in beautiful Buda, Texas. I'm your engineer producer, Jake B. Nimble Rodriguez, and we're going to continue on with what we started yesterday with our track that we put together using FADR and Arcade. So let's look at that. So here we are. We're going to preview that again quickly, just to kind of remind you of All right, so a couple things we're going to do right from the jump. What we're going to do is first we're going to take these tracks and we're going to make them bigger so you can see them. I noticed when I was looking at this on my own TV screen that things were a little small and distorted. So we're going to explode these things a little bit. We're going to bring them, at least make them that big, and we're going to open up our session so we can see it further horizontally as well. Okay. So now what we're going to do is, the other thing I noticed was in my snare drum, you notice that there's a little row here on the third measure and the sixth measure. It should be on the fourth and the eighth. So I'm sorry, sixth and seventh. So let's listen to the drums. We're going to mute some of these things here. We just want to hear drums. So that this part here is to turn around after the fourth bar. Now, so that means everything is off by one measure. So a couple things we can do. I can redo this whole thing, or what I can do is slide this whole thing down one measure, grab this measure, cut, and just stick it in the front. And that should make things work just fine. Let's listen. Good. Perfect. So we're going to glue those together again. Basically just grabbing both of those and Command Shift 3. Now they're all one piece. The other thing I wanted to do a little bit of today is do a little bit of some mixing, some basic mixing concepts. I don't know if you guys do a lot of mixing or have done a lot of mixing, but I thought I'd go into a little bit of that with you here. So let's dive right in here. Again, just listening to drums. Sorry. Come back to drums. It's still pretty early in the morning for me. So there's some dirtiness in there. And what I mean by that is that there's a lot of artifacts because the computer is doing its work where it's getting rid of all the other stuff. We're hearing a lot of these little things in here. This is noise that we can probably get rid of. So let's start at the beginning here. And we can just get rid of this little noise right from the beginning. So we can just cut that. We can cut this. There, and that's just a little bit of bleed through from maybe a hi-hat or something. And we can get rid of this. Now, when we do things like that, now we're left with maybe what might be like a... We can always go on the very end of that and do a little fade to fade it out. Some more artifacts. More artifacts. So we got a big thing in here. That can come out. Let's fade this out. And then that takes us right back to the next measure. So if we get these 4 bars, we're good. Excuse me. Might not be able to get rid of this. There's too much in there. Let's see. The other thing we can do is, like, again, maybe we like this snare drum. This one's really nice and tight. So we can actually just take this and go, bang, copy, copy. You know, we can use that for anyone that we don't feel is like really hitting right. That one's getting kind of cut short too, so we can replace that one. I mean, quite frankly, we can replace all of them, right? So that we have the consistency that we want. We can get rid of this. We can get rid of this. So we basically have that snare drum through the whole piece. We can put it here. Oh, that's the next. Okay, so really, again, we're only working on these first 4 measures. So let's listen. Oops. I wonder if we did that. Okay, so that is on an and beat. We can go in here and we can are quantizing down 1 more notch to 16. Let's take a closer look at that. So again, we can get rid of anything before any of this stuff. This is all just noise. So let's say we took this. Now we can get it there, but then we'll take this one and bring it back. Let's see what that sounds like. Okay. All right. Let's check that out. So this is, again, we're kind of fixing things. So we have a nice consistent snare drum. Perfect. So here's what we're going to do. These are little secrets and little tidbits I'm showing you. We're going to take those 4 bars, highlight them, shift option 3. Now it's one piece. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to take it. Whoops. We're not going to take it. We're going to copy it. Hold the option key down. I'm talking too much Pro Tools. You have to follow me on a different channel to get all the Pro Tools secrets here. Okay. Is that about right? We have an extra one here we can get rid of. So let's listen to that with everything. Oh. Okay. We covered something up there. Okay, so this needs to start there. This needs to be brought back. Try again here. Perfect. Together. Okay. Now let's look at our kick drum, shall we? We'll actually listen to it. I'm not going to mess with that. So, thing with kick drums is, you also have to keep in mind that that's a real person playing the drums, and so there's a pedal. There's actually, so I don't know if you guys know that when a lot of young people don't even realize that it's like a real drum set. So there's a kick drum and it has a pedal, and you step on the pedal, and there's a little hammer that hits the head, right? So some of that squeaky noise is actually part of the pedal, probably. So we're going to keep that like it is. Let's listen to our percussion number 1. Okay, again, I want to bring number 2 in as well. Okay, so that's the shaker. So what I want to do with this one, I want to bring in more, I want to bring in more of there's like a cowbell and like a little bottle hitting a glass, or a little like stick hitting a glass there. Let me bring in I want to bring in something here in our edit window. I want to bring in some inserts so you can see it here. Sorry about that. Let's turn the phone off. Okay, so we have an insert here. We're going to insert an EQ, and I'm just going to go with my favorite sort of 7-band. And we're going to listen to that track again. And I want to pull out some of this highs. See that kind of high glassy thing? We can cut all this. Kind of a cowbell glassy thing. Yeah, kind of crystally up there. And then let's listen to this one. That's just more of a shaker thing. So that's more mid-rangey. Let's get some of that in there. Come on, puppy. Wrong one. Let's hear the two of those together. And right now I have them hard left and right. Making some adjustments here. we'll bring those in a little bit. Bring this in. All right, so that's all I'm going to work on right now. It's sort of a test too. I'm doing some video testing here, but hope you're enjoying what we're doing here, and we will continue with this moving forward later today. Thank you. Bye-bye.